The Ukrainian Avdiivka fortress remains the main direction of the Russian winter offensive. The Ukrainian army is losing because of a lack of manpower, firepower, and technical equipment. Amid the ongoing Russian advances in the city, military supplies and the transfer of reinforcements is close to being cut. However, Kiev is set to hold the front by pelting it with the bodies of its soldiers. The new obedient commander-in-chief of the Ukrainian army was ordered by Zelensky to hold control of Avdiivka at all costs. The main secret of the new head of the Ukrainian military is complete indifference to the horrific losses. Syrskyi has repeatedly demonstrated his skills to lose tens of thousands of soldiers in cauldrons. In particular, he led the failed and bloody defense of Bakhmut. Now he is determined to bury the remnants of the Ukrainian reserves in the battle for Avdiivka. While Kiev was busy with political changes in the country's military leadership, the Russians continued their offensives in the city. Over the past day alone, Russian forces advanced about 1.5 square kilometers along the railway and from the south of it. Russian groups are approaching the strategically important node of the Ukrainian defense in the Avdiivka motor depot, moving east. At the same time, they approach the industrial avenue in the south. Next to the coke and chemical plant, Russian forces are only a couple hundred meters away from the last large road used for military supplies and the evacuation of the Ukrainian grouping, which is already under Russian fire control. The Ukrainian grouping in Avdiivka is close to being cut into two parts. In the north, their main stronghold is the coke and chemical plant bombed by Russian aircraft. In the south, Ukrainians take up their defenses in the 9th District and the motor depot. Without proper supplies of equipment and weapons, the Ukrainian grouping will not last long in the Avdiivka meat grinder. As soon as the Russians cut the last road, the remnants can only escape through the fields, which will multiply their losses. Just a month ago, at the beginning of the year, the Ukrainian grouping counted about 8,000 servicemen. Now there are reportedly about 3.5 thousand soldiers left in the city. Despite the critical situation, the Ukrainian command does not intend to retreat from Avdiivka. The commander of the Ukrainian Tavria group of troops declared the decision to introduce additional reserves into the city. The reinforcements reportedly may include the 3rd Assault Brigade, one of the most well-trained Ukrainian units. Despite the loud statements of the Ukrainian commanders, any large-scale counterattacks are yet to take place. Some detachments were deployed to the northern outskirts of the city, but they failed to enter the city in full force due to accurate strikes by Russian artillery and aviation.